If your router mounts to the top of the U-bracket using the pre-drilled hole pattern, skip steps 1 and 2. Set your router on top of the U-bracket. Put the router bit in the router. This will center the router on top of the U-bracket. Mark around the outside diameter of the router base. Take your black sub-base off your router and set it inside your marks. Clamp your U-bracket and drill your holes. This is important. Lay a straight edge across the router base. Measure off the top of the collet 3/8 of an inch. Measurement should be taken with collet nut tight. Screw your U-bracket to your router. Drop your router bit in your router. Tighten and lock it in place. Slide in both wood guide brackets. Start a black knob in, thread a hole on each side of the U-bracket. Measure up from your workbench to the tip of the router bit 4 3/4 of an inch and lock your router depth setting on your router. Drill holes as shown in the feet of the U-bracket. Always drill holes larger than the screws or bolts you plan on using. Example would be I would drill a 3/16 diameter hole for a 2-inch deck screw. Sliding stop is locked in place with a black knob. Flip sliding stop around, lock it in place for longer tenons. With the router off and the red safety strap attached, slide wood guide in and screw it in place. Screw tenon maker unit to a workbench. Each wood guide has its own startup setting. The settings are printed on the warning label on the U-bracket. Measure into the face of the wood guides shown here. Lock the wood guide in place with the black knobs. Shown here, I'm locking the sliding stop in place. Sliding stop will allow you to make all your tenons the same length. Another great new feature for the Logman 2 is the dust collector. Bolt metal plate to the dust collector. Screw, duct tape, or hose clamp dust collector to a shop vac system. Slide it in and lock it in place with a black knob. Check your settings and lock wood guide in place. Square cut your log ends before making a tenon. Wear eye protection and a dust mask. Put a tenon on one end of the log, and all you need to do is flip the log over and put a tenon on the other end. It's that fast. Also notice that we didn't have to taper the log ends, we just put the log in there and started turning it and put a tenon on it. Here I'm showing putting a tenon on a bent log. After you do it for a while, it's no problem. You will just keep spinning logs and putting tenons on them. Again, notice the log end. We didn't have to taper the log end. We just put the log in and started turning it. Okay, what I'm going to be doing is putting a tenon on the end of a log. Notice one hand that you see is turning the log, but it's actually guiding the log too. The other hand is actually the hand you turn the log with. So I'm holding level to the ground and turning the log, and that's how you put a tenon on the end of a log. Here's another example. The faster I turn the log, the faster I'm going to put a tenon on it. Notice again it's a bent log, but we're still putting a tenon on it. Notice all I have to do again is flip the log over and put a tenon on the other end of the log. Because I don't have to clamp the log down, I could put a tenon on one log after another. It's that fast. Okay, here I've put a screw in the end of the log, and with the cordless drill I'm spinning the log. Notice the dust cover is off, and you can make any length tenon. Whether you're building log furniture or doing hand railing, you'll find that this is the best and most affordable tool out there. Don't be left behind. Think about it. No vise, no tapering log ends, and you can make any length tenons, and if you want, all exactly the same length.